It's a bird! No, it's a plane! No, it's some dame in a costume! What is up, Lauren Godoy? My name is William Kitten. Yes, that's my real last name. And I love superheroes. They're symbols of justice, paragons of virtue, protectors of the weak, and they also they don't really like women.
I'm sorry, women.
Old superhero comics have been in hot water for a while now regarding how they treated their female characters. The overwhelming majority of comic book heroes have always been men, and when women were featured, it was usually for less heroic reasons. Now, I agree that there was an entirely unnecessary amount of nakedness and boobage on these covers, and that's what most of the discourse has been about. But that's not what I want to talk about today, because if you can look past the artwork and read the actual words that come out of these characters' mouths, it gets so much worse.
I might know something about it, General.
No, this is far too complicated for any woman's brain. That is, any woman except Wonder Woman.
Of course! How could I forget? It's true that there were barely any lady superheroes, but at least we had Wonder Woman, a beacon of hope for girl comic book fans everywhere. With her Amazonian strength, lasso of truth, and invisible jet, it's no wonder that she initially joined the Justice League as their secretary.
Wonder Woman, the members of the Justice Battalion feel that even though you're an honorary member, we'd like you to act as our secretary.
Why, that's quite an honor. I don't think I was so thrilled in my life.
Imagine the shame of only being an honorary member when your competition is such iconic characters as Purple and Yellow Guy and this Blue Man Group reject. Seriously, who is this guy? Let's see. Blue Head Superhero. Oh, okay. To nobody's surprise, 50s Wonder Woman was not exactly a feminist icon. She was consistently depicted as a lesser hero than her teammates. You could say they were out of her Justice League.
The Martian Manhunter's strength has failed him. Let me try.
If our male super muscles won't work, your female muscles can't bend these bars either.
I like that she doesn't even qualify for super muscles, she's just stuck with plain old female muscles. As Green Lantern put it,
Wonder she may be, but mostly she's woman.
then again, it could be an advantage, because maybe if Superman's male muscles were a bit less super, then he'd be skinny enough to slip through the 2-foot wide gap in these bars. Cage technology has advanced a lot since the 60s. Wonder Woman's creator, a psychologist named William Marston, not affiliated, once described her as psychological propaganda for the new type of woman who should, I believe, rule the world. So a totally normal and stable guy all around. Let's take a look at some of the traits that this world-ruling ultimate woman must embody.
I'm for equal wages too, but I'm not a joiner. I wouldn't fit in with your group. In most cases, I don't even like women. You don't like women? I can't understand these girls. You could if you knew women in the man-ruled world. They want to be slaves because they're afraid to be free and compete with men. If girls want to be slaves, there's no harm in that. The bad thing for them is submitting to a master or an evil mistress like Paula. A good mistress could do wonders for them.
Wonder Woman's eyelid muscles loosen the tape, but also her eyelashes.
My feminine vanity won't let me pull up my eyelashes. I'll have to escape blindfolded.
Speaking of feminine vanity, that is Batgirl's entire character.
Caught unawares, a riderless bike comes into the masked maiden.
Oh, that pedal moving my that pedal moving my headpiece off center.
And as any girl will.
There, that straightens it out.
A momentary pause that leaves Barbara with a kick coming.
Oh, serves me right for being more concerned with my appearance than those
Redball robbers.
Now, I was under the impression that superheroes wore masks to protect their secret identities, but these panels suggest that Batgirl only wears hers for fashion reasons. Does this run in the family? When Batman gets his mask taken off, is his main concern his feminine vanity being besmirched? And this isn't a one-time thing either.
Batgirl, get over here. Help us. We've got a problem.
I have a bigger one. I'll run in my tights.
Gadzooks! This gag was apparently so funny that they made it the cover of the entire issue. Ah, but William, I hear you type. Wonder Woman, Batgirl, you're only talking about female characters. Perhaps the writers didn't have much experience with women, and they didn't quite know how to write them. I'm sure their male characters will be way different. An excellent point. Take, for example, Batman, one of the most iconic heroes of all time, with even more iconic lines. I am vengeance. I am the night. Quiet or Papa Spank. Quiet or Papa Spank. Why did they write that? So you're right, they are different. They are, in fact, much worse.
Hi, I heard about the convicts. Too bad I wasn't here to lend a hand.
Just like a woman. Always late.
I know it seems like a parody, but these are the 50s. It's not. In fact, Just like a woman seemed to be a pretty common catchphrase amongst superheroes.
Thank heavens, now I can talk again.
Just like a woman!
Another common link was the super's mutual hatred of women talking. Even beloved Spider-Man was not safe from the boomer humor epidemic.
Didn't they ever tell you not to broadcast your plans? But that's the trouble with women. They just can't keep their mouths shut.
Oh! What a knee slapper! Somebody get Tom Holland to say quiet or Papa Spank on the big screen. I'm sure it'll go over well. Speaking of quiet or Papa Spank, which is not a phrase I ever thought I would say aloud, I would be remiss not to mention that in 50s comic land, everyone was spanking each other like it was going out of style, which luckily it was.
When you've completed your education, I'll give you a diploma.
How dare you? Oh, Mama!
Oh, Fortescue! Stop that ruffian! Oh dear. Perhaps the young man has the right idea.
Thanks for nothing, Fortescue. This is why no one likes you. To write this video, I had to brave deep, dark parts of the internet that most would never dare penetrate, like 100 spank ideas 2024 Pinterest. It's actually a little shocking just how much spanking content I found from this era. Seriously, it's more than you'd think.
So why don't you slip into something barely legal? I want my date to be the most gorgeous thing at the party. You may shed darling.
So yeah, even Daredevil, the superhero famous for being blind, still values women exclusively based on their looks. Chivalry was pretty big in the 50s, but men obviously needed to hit their wives somehow, so I guess spanking was seen as like a acceptable or funny way to do that.
I never strike a lady in the usual sense of the word.
You are striking her in the usual sense of the word. That is exactly what you are doing.
I would never have relations with your wife in the usual sense of the word, so I merely sodomized her.
This guy's wife won't pay attention to him, so he grabs her, spanks her until she cries, and then for good measure throws her into a pool. And the onlooker's response to this?
Well done, Johnny. He's an adorable brute.
Excuse me? Is this supposed to be desirable behavior? You've probably caught on by now, but a lot of these are just instances of the writer's barely disguised fetish. This was such a norm at the time that I'm afraid that no superhero made before the 70s is safe from the spanking allegations. I mean, Batman was doing it, obviously.
Oh boy, what a picture!
The Spirit was spanking, Shazam was spanking, The Thing was spanking, Wonder Woman was spanking and being spanked, Captain Marvel Jr. was spanking Hitler. Superman liked it so much that he, quote, wouldn't miss it for the world, which he's sacrificed himself for several times now, so according to transitive property, he cares more about spanking than his own life. Superman has also had the express honor of being spanked by President Dwight D. Eisenhower. He loved it! And he also, I don't really know how to explain this panel. Comics were weird, man. But what's weirder are the people who defend this stuff to this day. Like, look at the comments on the articles I got some of the spanking panels from. It is bizarre. How to virtue signal by cherry-picking a dying genre by Paul Gallagher. Have some decency and leave comics alone! I mean, come on. Is defending the integrity of Quiet or Papa Spank really the hill you're gonna die on? Great collection. Never mind, I'm starting to see why. To even address this is absurd! They're comic books! Oh, right! This whole time I've been thinking they were real, but JD has a point. They're just comics, and therefore immune to criticism. I've been such a fool!
Not a fool, Sue. Merely a female.
Ah, yes. I still need to talk about the
Big Daddy
of early comic book sexism. The Fantastic Four, specifically the man whose pupils are pointing in two different directions, Mr. Fantastic himself, Reed Richards. For those unfamiliar, the Fantastic Four is made up of, wait for it, 4 heroes. Of course, there's the rock guy and the fire guy, and then there's the fire guy's sister, Sue Storm, who has invisibility and force field powers. So she's basically like Violet from The Incredibles if Violet's only character traits were getting kidnapped and wanting feminine dresses and foolish hairdos. And then there's Sue's fiance/husband, Reed Richards, who can stretch himself. So he's basically like Elastigirl from The Incredibles, and Elastigirl said things like,
Please, dear, don't go feminine on me just now. I haven't the time or patience. Can't you see I'm involved in something important?
That microscope thing must be very important compared to whatever she was saying, which was... Ah, yes. The visitation of their child, who also happens to be like the most powerful being in the multiverse, apparently. But no, she mustn't go feminine on him. That one's a bit of a stretch. Their marriage dynamic is interesting. Oftentimes, Sue will make a valid point or express concern for his safety, and he will tenderly respond with,
Stop sounding like a wife. I make the rules.
how are they still together? No amount of couples counseling will fix this. I mean, this is Stan Lee we're talking about. He wrote this, and I hate to dog on the guy's memory, but some of these panels were written like the author's only experience with women was reading that pickup artistry book on how to speak womenese.
Everything I do is for your own good, but you're too scatterbrained and emotional to realize it.
Oh, go polish a test tube or something. That man, I know he's right, and that's why I'm angry. If only he understood females better.
Speaking of test tubes, Reed Richards feels like he was grown in a lab to be the ultimate comic book sexist. Does he say, just like a woman? Check. He said that in the panel from 2 seconds ago. Does he hate it when women talk? Absolutely he does.
Darling, I don't know what to say. Fine. Wives should be kissed and not heard.
Weirdly enough, the one thing I can't find him doing is spanking Sue. So I guess he gets points for that. She does get spanked, mind you, just not by Richards. He's too busy spanking Spider-Man. Of course, Mr. Fantastic has no need to spank her, as he is above even the 50s version of chivalry. He's fine just hitting her straight up. You know, in the usual sense of the word. Now, I've been talking a lot about girls in this video, but without a single girl in sight. It's a real sausage fest. It sure is a shame that I don't have a— This is my girlfriend, Elisa, spelled with 2 E's.
Yes, that's my real first name.
She did the thing! So take that, guy from my comments who said I has never a girlfriend. Here she is, my lovely little cupcake.
Why am I cupcake?
It's a reference. The reason I brought you here is we're gonna do a bit of a game show. I have compiled 3 sexist comic book panels, and I have left some of the dialogue blank. And I am going to give you 3 lines, 2 of which were written by me, and 1 of which is the real, authentic line that was actually written in the book, and your job is to guess which of those it is. If you get 2 out of 3 right, then you win.
Yay! What do I win?
You win!
Ooh.
Whatever is inside this high-quality mystery box. I dug this out of a dumpster yesterday.
Cool.
The box, not the prize. Feel free to
Play along at home.
Are you excited?
I don't think I was so thrilled in my life.
Round 1. Fight!
Round 1 is this panel. A woman is saying, a very dead detective, and about to stab this man. Option A, Eva, no! You must control your womanly emotions. Option B, please Eva, I can't let a woman kill me. It would ruin my reputation. And option C, is it that time of the month again?
Okay, well, I don't think it's the last one. What was an 8? The second one seems a bit long, but maybe this guy says a lot of words because he's so manly. And womanly emotions seems, she looks quite womanly and emotional in this picture, so I feel like—
Excellent logic.
I feel like it's A. I'm gonna choose A.
It's A, and the answer is, please Eva, I can't let a woman kill me. It would ruin my reputation.
I don't even know who either of them are.
I don't really either. I'm not even sure they're superheroes. Don't tell anybody. Okay, could you please open this and read it for the camera?
Okie dokie. I'm so sad that I guessed that question incorrectly, but I actually have a bigger problem. I run in my tights.
A run in my tights.
A run in my tights.
I'm so
What does
sorry.
that even mean?
Round 2. Fight!
Gotta lock in for this one.
Okay, so for context, the Avengers need to leave to a charity event, but the Wasp is doing her hair and makeup, just like a woman. Now, what is Captain America saying here? A, the trouble with girls is, they all act like females. B, I've killed Nazis that would have made better teammates than you. Or C, is it that time of the month again?
I gotta say, C is pretty compelling. It's really speaking to me. Or the girls acting like females.
True, they do that.
The Nazis, that makes sense because he fought Nazis. I think it's B.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's your final answer?
Yeah.
The trouble with girls is they all act like females.
No!
Okay, well actually this is excellent news for you because I don't know if you actually want what's in the mystery box.
Final round. Fight!
This is the Fantastic Four and a general.
Ooh.
Sue Storm says,
Looks as though I'll just be going along for the ride. I'm not sure how I can help.
alright. A, the general says, harumph! Miss Storm, a pretty young lady can always be of help just by keeping the men's morale up. And then Richard says, that's just the way we feel about Sue, General. B, Harumph! You certainly won't be going along looking like that, you won't. Dress her up properly. And Richard says, Roger that, General. And C, harumph. What's this? I'm changing. Run! Save yourselves! I can't control it! Ow! 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 And then Richard says, is it that phase of the moon again?
He does look pretty hairy. So maybe he's a werewolf.
This one's for all the marbles.
The marbles.
That was clever.
I feel like A seems like it would make sense, but it's also less sexist. Can I get a drum roll before I, thank you. Okay, and I'm gonna go with B.
It is A.
Gosh.
You may not have won what's in the mystery box, but let's take a look at what you would have won. And maybe
yes.
you can buy it off me or something.
Is it rollerblades?
Rollerblades.
This is on the side.
If you recall, I stole this box out of a dumpster. Show the camera what you won. It's a framed photo of Quiet or Papa Spank.
Thanks.
Do you want it? It'll really,
No.
it would brighten up your living space. Okay, well in that case, that was nice.
Lovely.
Thanks for coming in,
Yeah.
and you better go fix up your tights, I think, because there's a run in them.
Oh no, my tights. That's it from me. Bye-bye.
Really brings the room together, doesn't it? Now, by no means am I saying that you're not allowed to enjoy these old comics. They're still fun. It's just an unfortunate fact of life that most media will become outdated for one reason or another. In this case, the reason is all the spanking. To be honest, this video doesn't really do the Justice League justice, because I left out a lot of context. Granted, there's only so much that context can do for panels like this, but sometimes it helps a little. For example, the Batgirl tights thing was actually in story a cleverly crafted ruse to distract those
Red Bull robbers.
so Batman could beat them up, which some people perceive as empowering, I guess? At the end of the day, these panels are just something to laugh at.
A relic of a bygone age.
As a wise commenter once said, we've killed them and pissed on their corpses, so there's no need for us to worry. Anyway, that's it from me. Subscribe or Papa Spank. Idea, let's reenact this. I'm gonna get a knife.
A knife. Oh no. A very dead detective.
Please, Eva, you can't, a woman...
Goddamn. A very dead detective.
Please, Eva, I can't let a woman kill me. It would ruin my reputation.
Oh, your poor reputation.
My poor reputation.